Welcome back to the vlog. Apartment is all cleaned up now and we get to do a full apartment tour. Right as you walk in, you enter a very open living space. The kitchen is one of the main reasons I decided to choose this exact apartment. So I want to show you a little bit more of the living room area first. Probably my favorite thing about the living room space is it has a large window that allows for a lot of light in. That's south facing. I've learned that's super important. And right next to the window, I have this giant IKEA mirror, which actually makes the space feel larger. I've learned. This is my first time really putting effort into decorating my apartment. But we got this lovely two-seater sofa that I picked up in the last vlog. It is one of my favorite things in the living room space area, and it really brings the place all together with the texture of the couch. Right underneath the couch, we have this 9-foot by 10-foot rug that I picked up from Temu. It took forever to get here, but actually turned out pretty nice. And then this glass coffee table with wooden legs from Amazon. And then behind me is a TV that I picked up from Costco. This one's a 65-inch TV. Cheapest one at Costco, $300. And underneath that is a TV console that's from Amazon. And then right behind it is the mounted Dyson. My dog Bear, all that hair gets cleaned up. And now we'll go into the kitchen. So the kitchen has an island, which is my favorite part, just because this allows us to meal prep, allows us to cut vegetables, have space while cooking instead of being crammed into one corner. And then within the kitchen, a couple things I was looking for. One was the vent hood. I want that to actually push all that smoke, food smell out the house versus a lot of the vent looks like one, but it just circulates around the AC. And another component of the kitchen I was looking for is the actual sink area. I know I'm sounding like very picky, but if you cook a lot, you probably understand when the area to cook is just designed for it. It makes cooking a lot more enjoyable, which allows you to eat more whole foods and stick to your diet better. So the sink area itself, instead of dividing into two, this one, full, large, just one sink, no divider. Really happy to wash dishes in here, which is like my least favorite thing to do. And then the last thing, which was like not super important, but the fridge having a water filter. That one was just like last on the list. If it had it, it was a bonus. Could just change the actual filter of the fridge every 6 months. And then I didn't have a dishwasher for like the last 2 years. Happy to have that back. And fun fact, dishwashers actually save you water versus using more of it. And still in the living space area, you might have noticed there's these bunch of doors behind me. The first door here when you walk in is going to be just a storage space with a shoe rack, closet, and right next to it is another small closet. This just has a bunch of winter clothes and jackets and a drying rack for clothes, which I highly recommend if you like keeping your clothes lasting a long time and not shrinking. Third door is the little food pantry. Covered it up with these things that I had from my last apartment. Just makes it a little bit cleaner even when you open the closet door. My dog loves going in there. The last door in the living space area is going to be an in-unit washer and dryer. This was a must, really nice, really convenient. And then I have a rack with a bunch of cleaning supplies. Shout out my boys for buying me a bunch of Bounty paper towel rolls. I have like 36 rolls. And right as you walk through the doggy gate, this first room here is the guest bathroom. There's not much to it, just a commonplace area for guests to use the bathroom. And then this night light, super worth it. Talk about this later in the video of items that I think are super essential or worth buying that I didn't regret so far. Right next to the bathroom is going to be the first bedroom. This is office number 1 though. And in every single one of the rooms, you'll notice have a bed or a place for Bear. So this is a new Costco bed. The desk area. And unfortunately, even though it does have a window, it's blocked by the house next door. So it doesn't get a lot of sunlight in this room. So we have a sun lamp that my good friend gave me. Let's move on to the next room. This is where Bear eats, and then we have this extremely long hallway. Walking down the hallway in the middle is going to be the second bedroom slash office. I feel like I can do a whole separate video as an office tour because I invested a lot into this room specifically. I even picked up this Herman Miller chair, which I thought I would love to death. It's not perfect, but it does its job. And then underneath, I have a footstool to help with the ergonomics even more because my legs are like kind of stubby and shorter. So the footstool, I think I do recommend that. And then next to the desk, an organizer for all my camera equipment. And the nice thing about this office is that it actually is not blocked off by the neighbor's house, which I learned when you apartment hunt. Office, bedrooms, having west-facing window, good. Living room space, South facing window, good. And then on the walls, we have a whiteboard that I do like putting bigger tasks for the month. And then this side of the wall, we have these wood panels I installed from, I believe Temu, that's where I bought them. They also sell them at Costco. And then this donut lamp, IKEA dupe from Temu. This one I think is super worth. And then my money tree. I'm getting into plants. Right next to the acoustic wall panel, I have this extremely large calendar that looks really cool. Probably not worth the money though. I have this clock that actually flips, which is sick. And then crate for my dog Bear. Come here, Bear. He loves just going in there by himself. And I do think it's very important for your dog to be crate trained. So if you leave the house, they don't get into any trouble or like potentially suffocate themselves in a bag of chips that accidentally flew and dropped on the floor. Let's go to the next room, which is gonna be the bedroom. This is the third room down the hallway, which is the master bedroom. And here we have a king size bed frame and king size mattress. And right next to it, some drawers and 2 nightstands on each side of the bed. And then on top of the nightstand, some ambient lighting with a projector. Kind of worth. It was a cheaper one from Amazon and it does the job. I don't think I use it enough to get a nicer one. And this bedroom has an attached bathroom to it. It's probably the nicest bathroom I've had. Double sink, a large mirror on top of the sinks, and then overhead lighting that switches from white light to warm light. And then behind is the shower, which has actually 2 features. One is gonna be the overhead, like a rainfall shower, but a detachable shower head, which I haven't had since high school. Not for myself specifically, but to wash my dog. And then I guess a really cool, nice feature I didn't even know that I would like so much is the fact that you can sit and shower. But yeah, that's basically the entire apartment tour, but let's get into what essential items I believe are worth investing into your new place potentially, and things I just don't regret buying, at least so far. Also, hold up, before we get into the essential items, today is the World Cup game, Norway versus England, happening in an hour. I'm gonna bet $120 on Norway beating them, which are unfavorable odds. And I'm not a true soccer fan, just been really enjoying the World Cup, mainly because of Holland. And I'm just curious who you had winning. This is gonna be a crazy game. Let's see if the bet hits though. Okay, so this was the first apartment that I really invested into for decorating and making this place truly feel like my home. And I wrote a list of 7 essential items that I don't regret purchasing and would even buy again, because I thought maybe it would help you guys out if you want to elevate your current living space, or you guys are moving into a new apartment like I just did. None of these items are sponsored or did I receive as gifts. I purchased them all with my own money. So first on the list is going to be the Roborock robot vacuum. This was recommended to me by a friend who also has 2 dogs. And then I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. I had a Roomba growing up in my parents' house that I thought it was pretty janky, not worth it. But over the past 10 years, I guess technology has improved a lot. The Roborock vacuum, the one I got, it's mainly for the vacuum functions, not the mop one. And I believe it was around $250. But this one's an essential on the list because of my dog who sheds every single waking second. So if you have pets, I highly recommend the Roborock robot vacuum. It's sick. It auto maps your entire house or apartment. It even auto empties the bin, the dustbin. Goes home, empties it out, and all you have to do is replace it, I believe, like every 7 to 8 weeks. And in conjunction with the robot vacuum would be the Dyson V12 one I picked up from Costco. This one was hefty. It was like, I believe, $600. But compared to the old Dyson I had, which I believe was a V6, that one did not have as great of a suction. And maybe it's because I did use it for like 4 or 5 years. But this new one I picked up even has this green light dust elimination feature, which is sick. I've never seen it. So if the place is a little bit dimmer and you start vacuuming hardwood floors, you can see all the little dust particles, the fur. If you have OCD, it's kind of crazy. And number 2 on the list, I didn't want to make everything so obvious, and I haven't seen anyone talk about this, but most apartments do not have garbage disposals in the sink. So highly recommend, this is a small investment, like $25-ish on Amazon, a food waste disposer / compost bin. It looks clean. instead of dumping out the food waste in the main garbage can. And especially when you put like a new bag in, you can eliminate this now by dumping all your food waste in this compost bin. And when the main garbage can is full to throw out, that's when I would dump it every 2 to 3 days. And it's just been nice, like when I open the main garbage can, it doesn't have like this food waste smell. Third, which is obvious, but the couch. I neglected this a lot, always buying it used on Facebook Marketplace, not really caring if it looked kind of nice, it was a good deal, I'd pick it up. But for the first time, I decided to go to a furniture shop, sit on multiple couches until I found the one that I really liked in terms of how it felt. Highly recommend actually going to a place in person to try out couches before buying it online. The couch is like the anchor piece and should be the most expensive investment. And you should look for texture, color, shape, size, and cushion type, and then like the rug will come after, which goes underneath the couch. You don't want a rug that has a different type of texture, right? But I thought I would regret spending so much on a couch, except when I go sit on it, just lay on it, I really love it. 4 on the list is going to be plants. It's a fun little hobby I'm getting into, and you could get live plants or I guess fake artificial ones. I would lean towards live, just looks better, and you could get, I guess, grow lights. Number 6 is ambient lights / night light. This is going to be super important to set the tone and vibe of the place. Lighting plays a big role in your mood. I'm sure if you live in darker parts of the world where you don't get a lot of sunlight during the winter, feel more down, depressed, and seasonal depression is a real thing. So with ambient lighting, it should make you feel calmer and just completely change how the place feels overall. I'm not sure if the ceiling lights at your place might be LED or not, but if they're not LED, all the ambient lights that you'll probably put into your lamp, those will all be LED, saving you typically a lot more money on energy bills. And the night light I picked up for maybe $10-15 on Amazon makes a huge difference, where you don't have to turn on the main light to go pee in the middle of the night, or if you want a glass of water, you don't have to turn all the lights on and wake yourself up. Last thing on the list, which is where this camera is currently sitting on, is going to be a desk. Sounds very obvious, right? But no, not just any office desk, but if you get a desk for your workplace to do work from home, make sure it's 70 to 80 centimeters in depth. That's what you want to look for, because I noticed most desks that they sell on Amazon or even Wayfair is typically 60 centimeters. And I noticed when I bought this new desk, I'm able to position my monitor further away from me to reduce eye strain, have better ergonomic posture, and you can even shift your keyboard, mouse around, put your elbows on the desk. So it's been a lot more comfortable to actually sit at my desk and want to work versus before when it was 60 centimeters. The setup was very uncomfortable for my neck, my lower back, and did not make me want to sit at my desk. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have very similar recommendations, if you agree with mine or disagree. In the future videos coming up, I will do a bit more lifestyle vlogs. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.